I started playing football in my infant school, and in about 1969, I was aware of women's football teams, and I went up and heard of Chiltern Valley, and I joined Chiltern Valley at the age of 11, 12. Chiltern Valley team, their manager was Harry Batt and his wife June Batt. They both actually looked after the team, and Harry had taken ladies football teams to Europe on a few occasions. Sue Lopez, people will have heard of, Sue Bucket a few years earlier, and they obviously felt, although I was young, I had enough experience to go and play in Mexico.
How old were you when you went to Mexico?
I was 13 and a half when I went to Mexico. I was very fortunate that my parents, June and Harry, were very good. They went and talked to my parents, explained that I would be looked after, explained what would be happening, and my parents gave their blessing and let me go, which I'm forever thankful, because that was a brave thing for them in those days. So this is us coming out, down in the kitchen in the hotel, I think.
Luckily, I did win a lot of medals and shields, etc., but the one that's dearest to my heart is the one that I won in Mexico, and it's worth everything because it's quite rare. Yeah, it means everything. I was only young at the time, but the manager was Harry Batt, and he had connections with people abroad, and he gathered the team together to play in the tournaments, and I was just lucky enough that I was picked. But I know little about the politics side of it. I had no real expectations other than I knew I was going off to play football. We'd only ever played in parks before, lucky if a few people watched, and then all of a sudden we were on an aeroplane, first time for most of us. We got to Mexico really late at night. It was a long journey. When we were coming off the aeroplane, there was all cameras and flashing, and at first I didn't realise it was us, but it was big out there, and we were followed all the time. We stayed in a nice hotel. We had police escorts wherever we went. We had to sign autographs all the time. We were invited to embassies, and so it was just totally
Did you
different.
expect the large crowds that you had at the games?
No, it was the Aztec Stadium, and it was packed. And they used to have people coming on before the game and at half time, and horses, and it was like a big carnival. And it was amazing,
Our expectations going to Mexico, we had played in Sicily, but that was completely different. We weren't really sure of the level that we'd be playing against, I don't think. We played against the Italian ladies, so perhaps they were the ones that set the bar. Certainly hadn't travelled that far. So the aeroplane journey in itself was interesting. We stopped off in New York and then on to Mexico City. When we arrived at the airport at Mexico City, there was photographers there waiting for us. The coach picked us up. The coach was stopped by crowds. There was people clapping us. There was people waving to us. It was quite surreal, to be perfectly honest.
It's funny, really, because I remember their names.
Really?
Yes,
It's amazing.
Ursula,
what you remember.
Nellie,
Yeah.
Georgina. No,
That's
Nellie.
Nellie.
Is that Elsa?
Yeah, Elsa, Ursula. One's Georgina.
So all the names are there.
Actually, I don't remember one.
Don't know why I've put ages. Perhaps I was obsessed that I
Nellie-
was such a
Nellie
baby.
was
Yeah, maybe.
ours.
It probably was actually.
Nellie was our interpreter,
Yeah.
and she was the head one.
I think, without doubt, the coaching that's been brought into women's football is showing the skill levels that can be achieved. I think the game by nature is more structured because of the coaching. You perhaps don't have the individuality quite the same. You will get sparks of it, of course, but it's more controlled. But without doubt, you see some really good women's football. By nature of the ball is easier to kick, all those things, you can't really compare. I think it's quite hard to compare time because of the kits that you're using at the time.
I just hope that they let anybody, whoever it is, flourish. And if they've got a gift, try not to change it, just, you know, put it in the right direction. But most of all, the best thing is to enjoy it, because, you know, while you can play football, just enjoy it. Yeah. I'm
very fortunate that throughout playing football, I have kept in touch with one or two of the players from Mexico, but also from the other teams I've played for. And we still catch up, we still talk, and that's been invaluable. So it's like any sports, you meet people, you enjoy people's company, you learn from them experiences, you go through good times, bad times. For young girls now looking to get into football, I think it's important. It's not all about everybody would like to play for England, everybody would like to play for their country or their county or the A team. Yes, you should always aspire to do your best, but understand that if you enjoy kicking a ball, whether it's against a wall or you're keeping a ball up and you're just enjoying the skills, or just passing to people, just enjoy being with other people that enjoy the same thing as you. And yeah, and take it as it comes, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. But don't be frightened to have dreams. They're important.